Hello traders, and welcome back to another YouTube video. So today we're going to be talking about the weekly opening price and how you can actually build a strategy around these statistics that I'm going to be sharing with you this evening. If you already have a working strategy, if you have a preferred trading style, this will still benefit you, as it will be hugely beneficial for setting targets or understanding when you may see major reversals throughout the week. So let's just get straight into it, and let me give you a bit of a background about these statistics. Here were carried out on pound dollar with a sample size of roughly around 108 weeks from 2021 to 2023 of January 24th of this year. Okay, and basically what it showed was that when Monday closes, all right, let me just show a whiteboard here very quickly. Let's just say if we mark out the week here very quickly. Okay, so we have Monday, and then we have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday. Okay, so let's just get this here. Okay, what I want you to understand here is that these statistics in front of you are basically stating that when Monday closes, okay, the week opens up and Monday closes, we can take Monday's opening price, drag it across like this, and basically it'll tell us that 83% of the time, at some point throughout this week, we will come back to touch this opening price. So in the statistics, you'll see that 63% of the time, it will happen on Tuesday. Now, how can this information help you? Well, it can help you spot major reversals, first of all, because if the market, let's just say, it hasn't happened on Tuesday, it hasn't happened on Wednesday, and now we're coming into Thursday, and you think, let's just say, let's get rid of this here, and you see that the market has been kind of in an uptrend for the entire week, but we still haven't come back to test the weekly opening price. You now know that we come back to test that opening price 83% of the time. So what you can do is you can actually target this area. It can become a potential target zone, but also when you start getting confirmation for potential reversals, it's also giving you that confirmation that, okay, well, we haven't actually touched the weekly opening price yet. We should potentially see that happening, because over 108 weeks for the last 2 years, it's happened 83% of the time. So just a further kind of breakdown, so we're all on the same page here. We can see that it happens 63% of the time on a Tuesday. So throughout this test, 63% of the time on a Tuesday. It happened 11% of the time on, as you can see here, a Wednesday, 7% of the time on a Thursday, and about 2% of the time on a Friday. Okay, so we break these stats down for members. So we're constantly sharing stats with members. We're showing them how to collect this data themselves, how to kind of go around building a database and understanding what to collect. So how to generate the idea, go and test it, and then really understand how to use the statistics, okay? And this, the reason why we were testing these opening prices is because if we just jump into a chart for a second, you're going to see that the biggest moves of the day are taking place at the low and the high of the day. Okay, this is why we trade these areas. This is exactly what I teach in the program. So when we were looking at these statistics, we're looking for areas of basically taking trades from low and highs of the days. Now, we're not going to go into too much detail because, of course, that is for members only, but I can still share these stats with you, as it can become a huge advantage to some of you to start incorporating into your trading once you've actually tested it yourself. Because even if we just take basic support and resistance kind of style of trading, when you add a bit of context to the situation, there is actually really good edge behind this, which we're going to talk about now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move over here, and we're going to talk about just a random example. Okay, so as we can see here, this is Monday. We can see volume is pretty low here. It was, day after Christmas. So we'll go to a different example in a moment, but I just want to get started here in the charts and start showing you different examples. But as you can see, Monday opens up, and we can see here is the opening price that is drawn across for the week. Now, on Tuesday, if we just get some session times open here for a second, we can see that if it loads, yes, we can see that around London Open, kind of pre-London Open, maybe the hour before, which is this large upshift candle here, we saw this market, if we look to the left-hand side, come into this beautiful area of resistance. Okay, so we can say we had support here, support, kind of resistance, support here, resistance here, this is the area here now that we're looking at. So as we can see, this could be maybe a point of interest for you to be looking for a trade. And this is just, I'm just showing you a basic trade idea. It doesn't matter if you view this here as the order block and we drag that aside and you have a limit order here. It doesn't matter if you view this as a supply zone. They're the same idea to me. But the whole idea here is that you know that 83% of the time we're going to come back to this opening price, and 63% of the time over 108 weeks that happens on a Tuesday. So when we look at this here, Tuesday setting up, let's just say you've a confirmation here. The majority trading sentiment is saying that 90% of traders are long, so you want to go short off this area resistance. And then you also have that confidence that we can come back to this opening price. So if you believe that this is the weekly high, okay, and as you know, my members will know, they know why, you know, we would be calling this the current weekly high, okay, or well, obviously it is, but we would be saying that it's actually locked in, okay, until this area here, but we understand what's happening here as well. But back to what I was saying. We can actually use this as a target to the opening price itself. So let me just go through some other examples here, okay? So we can see here on the Tuesday, it opens up and we hit the opening price. So just so everyone understands, these statistics are around the first touch of the opening price. So if we have Monday, let's just say this is Monday, and we drag that opening price, it can happen on Tuesday, it can happen on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but all we care about is the first touch, because we want to look at it almost like a magnet, dragging this market back to the opening price as a target, or even sometimes a potential area of support and resistance, as you can see here. But you can do further tests on that. That's not what this test is about. So let's just have a look here. We'll move over and have a quick look. Okay, so as you can see here, Monday opens up. We have this opening price. Now we can see here that potentially whatever we have this area of demand here, order block, or you can even say that we have this area of support here. As you can see, the market comes down, prints this kind of W pattern. And where do we target on the Tuesday? The opening price. There we go. There's an edge in this in itself. Let's just move to another example. So we can see here, this is actually one that fails, okay? But the further we get away, you know, you can develop metrics for this. The further we get away, the less likely we're actually going to come back. But then again, you have to remember, the stats say that it happens 83% of the time. Here is another example, okay? We can see here that it's actually acting as an area of resistance, but when Monday opens up, if you see here, let's just say you're trading the Asian session, and here is an area of support, okay? We can look to the left-hand side and draw our levels in. Let's just say this is a level that you're looking at. Whoops, excuse me. Area of resistance, you know, area of support here, and then area of support here. When we finally come up, reject this area to target Tuesday's opening price, because we know it happens 83% of the time, 63% of the time on a Tuesday. Here is another example. Okay, this is when we actually target it on a Wednesday. So let's just delete this here, get a fresh chart up. And we can see on the Monday opens up. Here's the weekly opening price, and we can see that Tuesday doesn't hit it. So at this stage, you're kind of saying to yourself, right, we'll look how Wednesday opens up. Let's just say you're trading the Asian session. And I know these examples now are more towards the Asian session. I know a lot of people don't trade that, but it happens in London and New York, okay? These are just the examples I'm pulling up randomly. But let's just say we can see that, right, the market is starting to change structure, okay? It looks like it's kind of put a top in place. We can see an area of resistance over here. This is the key level. We broke above. We came down, sit underneath it for a little while before coming up, breaking down lower, kind of creating now a new lower low, and this is becoming a lower high. So what are we expecting with the flow of the market? A new lower high and a lower low. Look, we're keeping things very, very basic. Anyone can use these stats. But as you can see here, here's the area of resistance. We come up, we reject, we break down lower. And where can your target be? The Monday's opening price, because you know it gets hit 83% of the time over 108 weeks. Now, sometimes you're going to see this, where the market will come up on Monday and then Asia will just hit it. Then it's no longer valid, okay? It's over. That was the trade. But then you're going to get weeks like this, where you could be looking at an area of resistance here. So if we just zoom over here, let's just say you've been looking for shorts of this area of resistance. You've seen that there was a level here. We're holding the market here. We're holding the market here. We finally then start opening up on Monday. Okay, so we'll just zoom in here. We start opening up on Monday. And we can see Tuesday doesn't come back to test the opening price. So we have another day that opens up. And then we see Wednesday. So we reject it on Tuesday. So you could start even selling it from here if you had a legit confirmation. Then we see here on Wednesday, we come up, we have that engulfing candle here, common pattern that everyone looks for. And you can start targeting this area here, the opening price, which are stops above, and your take profit at this opening price, because you know 83% of the time it's going to hit that opening price. You can target it, hit this area here, and then, you know, close the trade out. That's your trade for the week. It's a simple one trade a week kind of strategy. You know, you can see here Tuesday it opened up. That's just the way it is sometimes. Tuesday here, yes, here again Asia hit it. That's the trading opportunity over. Look at something like this. All right, this is big news week. We can see here Monday opens up. If you were able to call this move, I would highly recommend not trying to catch these moves with spreads, slippage and everything else. But you know the stats that 83% of the time it's going to come back here, and 63% of the time it's going to happen on a Tuesday. So here's another one, opening price. Let's just have a look at another example here. Let's just say, and you can look at this anyway. All right, I'm just using basic support and resistance here so everyone understands. Let's say this is an area of support and this is an area of resistance. As the market comes up on Monday, we break up higher. You can say that that's an order block or supply. I really don't care. Just we're keeping it simple for the sake of this example. We come up, resistance area on a Tuesday. We know 63% of the time it's hitting on a Tuesday. So at this point, we don't know if we're actually going to reach here fully, but we target here anyway. 83% of the time, it's going to reach the opening price. What do? We sell here. Market hits the opening price on Wednesday. So there's a beautiful, beautiful edge behind this. We're keeping things very, very simple. Tuesday here, you can see if you're trading the Asian session there again, you know, area sports, you can target that area. Sometimes it's just going to get tapped early. But here we can see, look at this, low of the week opportunity. Members will understand what I'm talking about here. We're getting the highest risk reward out of everyone. We understand why there's a confirmation here as well by just looking at this. Okay, this is just for members there. But for everyone else, here, imagine this is an area of resistance. We break down lower, we come back up. We're using this now as an area of an area of support, not resistance, an area of support. And then we're looking for that trade opportunity because it's Tuesday, 63% of the time on a Tuesday, 83% of the time will hit the opening price. And you target that area and your trade is done for the week. There is edge behind this. Here we see Monday. Monday's opening price, drag it across. We see Tuesday. Tuesday doesn't hit the opening price, but we see a potential area here where we can start looking for opportunity. So if we just take this area of support here, drag it across, you know, we'll see that this is an okay level. We could probably adjust it a bit better, to be honest, around here. Let's say you're looking to sell into this wick, into this zone. Okay, you know, you can work with this, whatever your strategy is. It's just the point I'm trying to make here is about the opening price. You get in here after creating this double bottom or whatever, and then you're targeting that opening price because you know, once again, 83% of the time it'll touch this weekly opening price. And 63% of the time will happen on a Tuesday. Now, in this case, it happened on a Wednesday. But when Tuesday starts setting up, you don't know that. So your job is just to hold it to that opening price itself. Very basic strategy that anyone can use. You know, like this. There's the first touch. Now it's invalid. We're no longer targeting the opening price. You may develop a system around that, but that's not what this is about. You know, we can see here again, Monday's opening price. Here we go. Drag it across. Tuesday opens up. Let's say there's an area of resistance here. You can target the opening price. It happens over and over and over and over again. All you need to do is zoom out, look for area resistance. This could be an area of supply up here on the larger time frames, 4-hour, daily, whatever. Okay, you know, I'm not getting specific here at the moment, where the whole point of this video is to show you stats, how data is so powerful. And this is why we talk about all the time in my program that you need to collect data. You know, we have so much data. We even have someone at the moment, a very talented young individual, who I'm actually getting to organize the data. And there's going to be thousands and thousands of data points around the low and high of the day. When is it most likely? So for each instrument I trade, what is the time that it's most likely that the high and low of the day is put in? Okay, all of these stats are important. It's going to give you an amazing edge, just like the opening price. A lot of you are trading and then looking for long opportunities up here when you know, when the opening price hasn't been tested yet, and you know that it can happen 63% of the time. So, you know, you're playing only with 37% odds that this is going to continue higher on the Tuesday almost. Do you know what I mean? And, you know, this is where stats come into play. I don't care what anyone says. You need to collect data. You need to have the courage to come up with a hypothesis and not be afraid of it being wrong. Okay? Because even when stats don't work, something can actually come out of that. So, you know, like, let's just say you collected stats on market gaps. Okay. So for example, we have this, and then the market opens up on Monday. Okay. Or whatever. It opens up and there's a gap here. Okay. A lot of the time, the basic knowledge is that the market will trade back and fill this gap. But let's just say that someone said that, okay, well, once we fill this gap, this was an area of resistance, you know, or sorry, support. You know, the low of this gap was an area of support, and you go and test that and you see that no, it doesn't work. Well, then let's say if it actually fails 80% of the time, well, you know that there could be a potential opportunity when you come to this area, when everyone else thinks that this is support, you know there's an 80% failure rate, and you can actually fade that entire idea. This is how stats work. It doesn't matter if you're right or wrong, because either way you're going to get something out of the statistics itself. Or you're just going to find that there was actually no dominator in play. You know, it could have been a 50% chance or something like that, and it doesn't really help you at all. You might have to filter the idea down even more. So yeah, basically that's the YouTube video for today. Second one of the week. We're making sure to keep up with the momentum. If you did like this video, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Comment below. Maybe we can do some further testing and sharing ideas. I don't want to share too much, of course, because it's only fair, you know, to keep a lot of the stats for the members. But I'll try to share broad ideas that I know could help the broader audience. So it doesn't matter what style, what trader you are, and your experience, it will help you. So yeah, overall, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit the like button, subscribe, and comment below.